Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be chatting about my absolute favorite cream and liquid highlighters, perfect for summer 2021 and nothing to be intimidated by, whether you're looking for a natural glow or you want to be really like boomin' highlight. I've got a little something for everybody, different price points as well, a lot of great options. If you're curious about this look, I will have a tutorial for it listed down below. And if you enjoy these types of videos, I will have all kinds of other helpful things listed down below, but be sure to subscribe. I do 3 videos a week, but let's go ahead and get started. Up first, probably my favorite, or one that really kind of introduced me to the world of cream bronzers. And if you are looking for something that is natural, it's versatile, it's easy to use, I've always described this as a highlighter that makes it look like you've drank all your water, which, by the way, chugging a ton of water today. I'm getting my second dose tonight. But this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Soft Light. It's exactly that. It's got this soft, beautiful glow. It comes in 3 or 4 different shades. This is the more champagne gold. There's more of a pinkish shade. There's also a shade that I think is deeper. You're going to see a lot of similarities in terms of shade here because that's what works with my skin the best. But all of these have different shades in them for the most part if you're looking for a different shade for yourself. But really beautiful. You can mix this in with foundation. You can put it on top of liquid and then powder over it. Or this is really lightweight and workable to the point where you can, with your fingers, lightly pat it over skin that has been powdered and give your skin back a little life and glow. So beautiful. It may only be available on their site now. They keep doing that with their products, but either way, so good, and I will 100% repurchase this. Like, I'm running out, which is unheard of. Let me chat about what is newer to me. I actually just got these, but I'm so impressed. These are the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Sticks. These are beautiful. A lot of the ones that I'm mentioning today are more gold. If you have a deeper skin tone, look to these. I'm so impressed. The shade Glowing Mango is what I'm wearing today. It's all I have on for highlighter. I powdered over it and everything. And it just has this orangey warmth to it. They're really shimmery with no chunks of glitter. Easy to use. So impressed. These are $6 Canadian. I purchased them from the e.l.f. website, and then I also picked up the shade Bronze Cherry, which will be absolutely incredible on anybody who has deeper skin. These can be used as highlighters. I feel like this could be used as a blush or a blush topper. The Bronze Cherry has a lovely amount of like depth to it, and you get a really beautiful glow from these for a great price and cruelty free too. Another product that's really been blowing me away lately is from Rare Beauty, which is Selena Gomez's line. This is the Outshine Liquid Luminizer. I will list down below my review of her foundation. I believe I was wearing this in it. I wasn't really a huge fan of the foundation or concealer, but what I've always recommended from Rare when people ask what to get from Rare Beauty is their liquid highlighter or their liquid blush. And I really love them, but I kind of not rediscovered it, but started using it again, I guess, over the past few months and haven't stopped using it. This is so nice. Similar to the Makeup Forever, you can use this both under and over powder. I wouldn't mix this in with foundation just because it is quite a bit more glowy than the other ones. Comes with a doe foot applicator. You get a ton of product in here. You'll never, ever run out. But I think that this is so pretty. You only need a tiny little bit. And like I said, because it has such a nice thin texture, I can use it under makeup and I can use it over makeup. But unlike the Makeup Forever, it doesn't feel like a liquid luminizer. This is definitely a liquid highlighter, if you understand the kind of distinction that I'm making there. It has a little bit more glow. There's quite a strong yellow undertone in here, and this has a bunch of shades. I think there might be 6 or 7 shades in here, so if Outshine doesn't look like the shade for you, there's a bunch of other ones. I actually love how Sephora has started on their website showing you which one is their favorite shade, even if it's not Selena's favorite shade. I think that that's a cute idea. I'm sure she picked it out, right? But I thought that that's a cute idea. But a ton of great shades, and I was really impressed with this. It almost reminds me of, like, I don't want to scare you off when I say this, but almost like a dry oil texture, a dry oil, like for skincare, and that it's got this light feeling that although it's really liquidy and watery, when you put it on your skin, it almost, like, it just blends really nicely and doesn't disrupt. Let's go super high end for a second. This is gorgeous and I expected no less from Kevin Aqua. He makes my absolute favorite contour powder, and it's not on the Sephora website. Things are happening and I can't get myself together to try and figure out what's going on with the brand. So if you know, let me know. And if you've seen the contour powders on sale anywhere, send me a link. But either way, this is the Glass Glow Face Illuminator, and this is so good. I got this in the shade Spectrum Bronze. I was really tempted. Brands continuously come out with these like luminous, more or less clear illuminators, but generally they kind of have this pearlescent luminosity that pulls really pink and purple that can look really good on fair skin, but I find when I'm going for things that I want to be like natural and glossy, that tone of luminosity is not natural for my skin. Just so beautiful and light, but it has that perfect undertone and gives me that look of like a clear sort of gloss, but it has the undertone because it's in the shade Spectrum Bronze. So they have the more pearlescent shade. They've got one that's more pink, I think, and one that's more bronze. And I was a little worried that this was going to be too deep for my skin tone, but it's almost sheer with an undertone. It's so beautiful. This is something that you could mix into foundation. You can put all over your face if you want to. You can use it as like I wouldn't put it all over I would put it all over my face and then put a foundation on, if that makes sense. I wouldn't just put it all over and go for it to be a little bit too glossy for my choice. But you can also use this just as an illuminator. And this is definitely a high price point, but you will be able to hold on to this for a long, long time. And you may never be able to repurchase it again because I'm confused about the brand. So I was just talking about that luminosity and that pearlescence, which is kind of what you get from this Rose Glow face gloss from Revlon, but in a really great way. It works for me beautifully. This says it's to luminize and to hydrate. This is something that I kind of consider almost, it's probably the most versatile of the bunch here in terms of how you can use it. But they say that it's a multi-use face gloss that illuminates and hydrates. You can wear it alone, with makeup, put it on top, and I agree with all of that. It almost acts like just a nice hydrator, but it has enough thickness to it that it doesn't like break down my makeup when I go to use it as a highlighter. You can put it anywhere on your face. You can use it completely as a base. You can wear it completely on its own, or you can mix it into foundation. Like I said, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to like give you all the options, because if you want something versatile, this is a great option. And I do think this will work for a variety of skin tones. It does have more pink undertones, but I don't find them to be so strongly pink that it really like looks that way. It just gives just a nice glow. It's not like a rosy glow in my opinion, but really, really cool and a bit of a unique product from the drugstore. When I hear face gloss, you generally assume it's going to be like sticky and messy, but this has been a delight to use. This was a fully YouTube made me buy it product because at the time I was not even that big into cream highlighters or like potted highlighters. I am never particularly drawn to brands that are really, really minimalistic and list themselves as clean and things like that, which I know is the exact opposite of what feels like everybody else in the world. But listen, I've loved beauty, the beauty industry for, as long as I can remember. And I just love makeup, not everything is going to be the best for me. Same as how I eat and how I live and everything. Anyways, it's about balance. The RMS Magic Luminizer. This just didn't feel like it was marketed towards me for like in terms of anything. But I was like, you know what? YouTubers love it, so let's see. And I get it. It is really, really beautiful. I can't say that this would work for any skin tone, but it does work for mine. I definitely would love to see, I don't know if they have launched it since, but some luminizers in different shades. I know they have some maybe blushes in different shades. Some of them have shimmers and things like that, but I would love to see like a luminizer 1, 2, and 3 like ColourPop has done their BFF liners. If you have an iconic product like a luminizer, and I know they probably market it as being good for everybody, I would just love to see a couple of different undertones, but this one does work for me. Looks natural and you do get quite a bit of glow. This is obviously a cream, so I wouldn't mix this in with foundations. I have put this on top of powder before and it has worked, and I've put it under. Definitely thicker than the other more watery products that I've mentioned, but best use for this is definitely fingers. Your fingers have some heat, they warm it up, blends into the skin, you have tons of control. I know a lot of people are against that, so perhaps like a small stipple brush or something like that would work, but definitely if you're trying not to move things around on your face, fingers are going to be your best bet. And similar to a lot of, like really all of these, like how, have you ever finished a liquid highlighter? I'm about to finish that Makeup Forever, but I've had it for way longer than I should. Would love to know if you've ever finished one, but similar to the other ones, you'll have this one for quite a while too. This is probably my brightest and like most luminous highlighter. It also probably has the best lasting power. This is the Bonnie Luminizer from The Balm. Now they launched their Mary Luminizer. That was their first highlighter years ago. That's a powder highlight. I bought it a million years ago. I have all of them now. Then I ended up on their PR list, which was so cool, many moons later. And they launched these liquid highlighters and says all over illuminator. To me, this is definitely the only product that I would only use like right here maybe on the bridge of my nose. It's so bright, but if you love a bright glow and if you feel like you have products moving around on you, this is such a nice option. The only warning I have with this is when you put it on your face, if you're using fingers, sponge, brush, whatever it is, just do the part of your face that you plan on attending to immediately because it does dry down. The benefit of a dry down is it's going to last on your face longer, but if you put dots here and dots here and dots here, you're going to just have dots there. So you gotta kind of blend it out pretty quickly, but it is really, really nice. It comes in 4 different shades, I think, or 3 different shades that match all of their highlighters. So you have one that's more champagne, one that's more pink, one that's more bronze, and they are all booming. And the balm is now at Shoppers. I've seen it there. It's available online in the States. It's kind of a little bit of a harder brand to get your hands on, but they make some great stuff. So then from Wet n Wild, they launched these Mega Glow Hello Halos quite a while back, and I remember they sent me more or less all of these perhaps when they launched, so there's a lot of different shades and they all have different textures, so keep that in mind. I'm only speaking to Goddess Glow for this one. This one is really nice, reminds me almost like the Balm one. It has a doe foot applicator. This is a super bright champagne-y gold with a little bit of warmth in it, maybe a little pink in there. Really, really bright, no glitter in that. There's no glitter in any of these. I don't like glitter in my highlighter. It's just a matter of how much glow I want. So this one is definitely on the glowier side. It's quite affordable, and I would work quickly with this one, not as quickly as with the Balm, but just because of the formulation of this. I would say the formula of this seems somewhere in between like the Rare Beauty and the Balm one, but really great and a great drugstore option. Then I fell in love with this highlighter from Guerlain, which is a very high-end brand, but whoo, it's pretty. This is the Gold Terracotta Skin Highlighting Stick, or it's in the shade Gold. I love Guerlain's bronzers. I've tried their foundation. I haven't tried it enough to really speak on it, but this is probably my favorite product from them. And just in swatching it, it's probably not gonna do it justice, but let me tell you, on the skin, is it something about the fact that it like fully disappears and then comes back that just makes it look so natural when the light hits it. There's something about this that it just does it, and it's one of those things that it just kind of has that. Sometimes drugstore products have it. For example, the e.l.f. sticks, the texture on those and the way they look on the skin, I'm like, that could be high-end. And this, I'm like, okay, this at least feels high-end. It feels like it's doing what it should. It just almost has the look of this golden gloss on the face, but it's in a stick. There's no glitter in here. It looks so smooth on the skin. I haven't seen any of the other shades, but if you want to splurge, this is beautiful. I would love to see them come out with cream contours in this formula with these sticks. I don't know if they'd make a shade for me if they did that, but it's beautiful. But don't fret, I have 2 more stick highlighters to talk about. If you're like, Guerlain, come on. This is the Bullseye shade from ColourPop. This is also in a stick. It's really beautiful. Why don't I swatch them side by side so you can see? This one has a lot more warmth in it. Can you see? So if you're looking, and a more glow, it's more metallic. So if you're looking for something that's a little warmer, it has a little more glow, this is really nice. But similar to the warning that I gave you about the Wet n Wild, which is something I don't like when brands do this, but I found that one of the other highlighters that I bought, I think I bought 2 at the time in a ColourPop haul, had glitter in it, or it was much chunkier. I think I bought one that had iridescence in it, and it just didn't do it for me. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing them, but this one is really nice. You can see the Guerlain is much lighter and more champagne-y. And then, while I'm on stick highlighters, why don't I do Hey Honey from Nude Sticks, a Canadian brand. And this one, again, really beautiful. This one probably has the most unique texture of all the 3 sticks that I'm mentioning today. It almost feels a little bit more, less creamy. Not that's less these feel more like a cream highlighter in a stick. This one feels almost more like a balm. It's got a little more slip to it, a little less pigmentation, but really beautiful, really pretty undertone. They make really great stick products. That's like what they do. They've got a little brush on the other side that I'll probably never use, but really beautiful. I think I did a video on my favorite drugstore highlighters. Did I do favorite liquid highlighters? I can't remember, but either way, I know I included this in a video and some of you had mentioned that you picked it up and loved it. It's the Catrice Light Correcting Serum Primer in Sunlight, and this is obviously marketed as a serum primer, but what I really like this for is an illuminator, and this can obviously be mixed in with foundations. It can be used as a base or it can be used as a liquid highlighter. It's really nice and light. It's really lightweight. I like this again with my fingers, mixing it into foundation, just patting it up here. These types of products that come like this are probably going to be the most versatile over like a stick. You're only going to be able to get so much use out of it, but it kind of depends how you're using it. You're never going to mix it into your foundation. You just want to be able to have that ease of use and draw it onto the face. That's why I kind of wanted to give you a bunch of options. And then lastly, I want to mention this. This is from Nioid, which is owned by Decium / like The Ordinary, their kind of collection of brands. This is their photography fluid in opacity 8%. Now, I just went on their website to look it up, and in typical fashion of this brand, I read 3 paragraphs and was confused. But basically what they're getting at is this has a bunch of crazy technology in it. Let's see what it says on the back. It's always a little easier. A lightweight, semi-translucent suspension of discontinuous pigments to balance out undesirable hues and skin imperfections, adds subtle tones of gold and honey to skin, contains technologies to make skin appear better, specifically in photographs. So I actually might test that out. That's very interesting. They're saying you can use it all over your face, and it's basically just supposed to make you look better. But the beauty of this is because it is that type of product, again, it's really versatile, so it's mixable, but it's so natural on the skin. So of all the products that I'm mentioning today, this is definitely the most natural. It really barely has shimmer in it. It's a really interesting product. Like, I'm kind of making fun of them for being like so over the top with the way that they describe things, but it really does seem like they put some science and some interesting stuff into this, and it's reflected in the way that it looks on your skin and how it reflects on your skin. But I have not actually tested out just using it on my face, all over my face. I've mixed it into foundations and used it both under and over powder. There's also different opacities. I'm not sure how that affects it, but it's an interesting product, and a lot of people don't talk about it, probably because it's confusing, but it could be one of those things that makeup artists or photographers, everybody kind of loves. I don't know, but I've really fallen in love with it, and I thought you may too. So those are all of my favorites. Be sure to let me know down below which ones caught your eye, and as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!